Heyo, it's Friday. Let's go. I still have yet to do a Get to Know the Northman segment for 2021. 3 months in. We'll get one going. We'll figure it out. But I wanted to do a real quick video today. I've touched on in the past the mentality of poverty and how that affects you and thinking about money and people, but I'm going to tie that into this video today as well because I think this is important. I finished up a job that I did yesterday. I miscalculated the amount of gravel I needed to, I basically built a box, filled it up with gravel, obviously that it's all level, so that, you know, the customer could set their shed on top of the gravel, somewhat of the box, not really, it's mainly on the gravel. And I miscalculated the amount of gravel I need, so I had to go out today with a quarter amount of gravel, throw the rest in, level out the gravel as best as you can with gravel, and then set the shed on top, perfectly level, door shut, everything's great, it's awesome. The customer that I did it for is a couple that I grew up with. I knew their son when I was younger, and she said, by the way, Zach, I'm giving you another $50, to which I told her, no, you aren't. Now, I want to say this real quick. If customers want to give you their money for a job well done, or for you to do work for them, you should take it. Okay, that's good. Don't feel bad about that. That's great. Here's the thing, though. Sometimes saying no is a greater position of power that also leads to greater wealth and rewards down the road, and here's why. I could have easily taken that $50 from her. It wasn't a problem for her. She and her husband have done well for themselves, worked hard, saved, diligent. Anyways, they are a well-known couple in the community. Their name carries weight. People have known them for years. Their son, who I grew up with, played basketball at the local university. So these are sort of well-known, well-connected people. They're not the Joneses, if you will, to kind of take from an old saying, keep it up with the Joneses, but they're well-known. And what I told her was, I said, no, do me a favor. Instead, just tell everyone you know how great I am and that I did a good job for you, as long as you feel like I did. Here's the reason why I did that. At the end, she gave me a hug, said thank you so much. Here's the reason why I did that, guys. Influence, okay, and the influence that others give you by using their influence to sell you to their friends and their neighbors and whatever, influence is actually the bank that you withdraw cash from. Please understand what I'm saying. Influence is the check, right? No, I'm sorry. Influence is the bank that you can write the check from, that is your cash that you can deposit into your account. And it's always more valuable than the cash they're going to give you. Now, obviously you have to get paid. You have to make a decent amount of money for yourself. With those individuals, it was probably a total of 7 hours and I made $400. It's a great day. That's after cost. A great day for me. It was hard. It was really hard, but very profitable. They got exactly what they wanted. It was equitable, to take a word that's been co-opted by nut jobs. It was great. The point is this. $50 more for them was no big deal. But guess what? When I said no and told them, hey, I'm happy to do this, I'd rather you just tell your friends about me and let me do work for them, that earned with them, if I said that right, that earned for me even more trust than they already had in allowing me to bid the job and then actually getting the work, okay? And again, because now what I have is I have the fact that they trust me, and I now have their influence, which is a bank. That is a bank. Guys, listen. When people trust you, when you have people's influence on your side, that's really the avenue, the mechanism by which cash comes unto you. The real estate partners that throw me work all the time. The moms group. I just did a real quick gutter job today. It took me 25 minutes. I made $125 from a moms group of a woman who on Facebook who used me in the past and said he's great. You need to use him. You know, influence, guys, and trust is the bank. Influence trust as well, but we're talking about influence today, is literally the bank that's where you bring money unto you. That's where you make withdrawals, okay? That's the checkbook or the credit card or the debit card or whatever that you can swipe or write that allows you to take value out of the community in an ethical way, in a way that's transparent and honest, a value that is summed up with cash, and you bring it unto yourself. If you have a choice between money and influence, always choose influence. Always choose influence. Now, please don't understand. Don't do work for free. It's one thing if you go out and you do a real quick job for somebody because you take care of them. There's a guy that I'm going to do work for. I fixed his cabinet. It just needed one screw, and I was like, I'm not going to charge you. Don't worry about that. Probably have a customer for life from it. So that to a certain extent you can, but don't work for free. My point is, though, if someone wants to give you more money, hey, here's a tip, you did a great job, I would encourage you, say no. Hey, thank you so much. I know what you're trying to do. I don't need that. What I would rather you do is just tell your friends and family about me. That's all. That'd be great. Your church, your Rotary Club, Lions Club, whatever the case may be, do that. And I actually told my customer today, I said, your influence, I told her this, your influence is far more valuable to me than your $50. And that's a position of strength, guys. That's a position of strength concerning how you're thinking about your money. I talked earlier about a mentality of poverty. A person has a mentality of poverty, which there's even successful people with a mentality of poverty. They would say, oh, thank you so much for that $50, and then run out. That's short-sighted. Guys, I now have a couple on my side who's well-known in the community, who's moderately wealthy, who they have friends, they have neighbors, they have people, and now I'm plugged in with them. And so by being plugged in with that couple, I'm now plugged into the people that they know and they care about. And it may not bring anything about for a while, but I made the choice of strength to say, I would rather have your influence than your $50. Always choose influence over currency, over money, over gold, over stocks, over whatever. Influence is really, like I said, it's the bank that we withdraw our cash from concerning getting revenue from customers and other people and businesses and whatever the case may be. Always choose influence. Always choose influence over money and do a good job. Once more, the same day, God's great. I just got hooked in with a property management company that has close to 200 properties. Sat down with the property manager, told her my pricing scheme, how I work, and she said, Zach, this is perfect. It's going to be right up our alley. I think we're going to do great work together. And I already got a job lined up tomorrow. I just put a bid in on a job to pressure wash 10 small apartment buildings. So, guys, it's influence. It's all about influence. Choose influence and trust over money, over cash, because influence and trust will bring cash unto you. Just know that. If you've liked the content, like, share, subscribe. If you've hated it, send it to someone you hate.